Welcome everyone. Today we are diving into a powerful yet often underutilized tool within AutoCAD, the Design Center or ADC. So, what exactly is it? Think of the AutoCAD Design Center as your personal command center for all CAD content. It's a palette similar to the layers or properties palettes that provides a centralized location to access and manage reusable content from any drawing file, whether it's on your local machine, a network drive, or even a website. Its fundamental purpose is to dramatically enhance your efficiency and enforce standardization across all your projects. Instead of constantly recreating common elements like specific layers, dimension styles, or blocks, the ADC allows you to store them once and reuse them infinitely. This centralized approach is the cornerstone of developing standardized and modular workflows. By establishing a single source of truth for your design assets, you ensure that every member of your team is using the same components, the same settings, and the same standards. This not only speeds up the drafting process, but also minimizes errors and ensures a consistent professional output for every project your team undertakes. In the next few slides, we'll explore exactly what kind of content the ADC manages and how you can leverage it to transform your design process. Now that we understand the why of the design center, let's look at the what. What specific content can it manage? The ADC provides a gateway to the very building blocks of any AutoCAD drawing. This includes most famously blocks, which are collections of geometry that act as a single reusable object. It also manages layers, allowing you to import your entire standardized layer structure into a new drawing with a single action. Beyond that, it handles all types of styles, such as dimension styles, text styles, and line types, ensuring visual consistency in your annotations. You can even browse and import entire drawing layouts, saving you the hassle of setting up viewports and title blocks from scratch. Finally, it provides an interface for managing external references, or XREFs, which are crucial for collaborative projects. One of the most powerful features of the Design Center is its browser-like interface. You can navigate through folders and files, and when you select a drawing, the ADC displays a tree view of its contents. You can then click on blocks or layers to see a live preview of every item within that category. This means you can find and import a specific dimension style or a single block without ever having to open the source drawing file itself. This simple capability saves an incredible amount of time, making the ADC a vital bridge that connects all your projects and centralizes your intellectual property. Let's take a deeper look at what is arguably the most common use for the Design Center: managing blocks. At their core, blocks are collections of geometry that act as a single reusable object. When you need to place a door, a desk, or a standard bolt in your drawing, you use a block. But not all blocks are created equal. The simplest is a static block, which is a fixed object with no flexibility. A nested block is a block that contains other blocks within it, useful for complex assemblies. Annotative blocks are a special type that automatically adjusts its size based on the drawing's annotation scale, ensuring text and symbols are always readable. The real game changer, however, is the dynamic block. These are intelligent blocks with built-in parameters and actions, allowing you to modify them in place without creating a new block. Imagine a single door block that you can stretch to different widths, flip its swing direction, and choose from different handle styles, all on the fly. The benefits of a well-organized block library are immense. First, it ensures consistency. Every desk type A in the project is identical. Second, it dramatically reduces file size. AutoCAD stores the block definition once and then just references it for each insertion, rather than storing the full geometry every time. Finally, blocks make updates incredibly easy. If you need to change the design of desk type A, you simply redefine the block and every instance of it throughout your entire drawing updates automatically. Beyond individual components, the design center is also a key player in managing large-scale collaborative projects through external references or XREFs. An XREF is essentially one drawing file that is linked or referenced into another. Think of it like a live link to another document. This allows you to break a massive project down into smaller, manageable parts. For example, in a building project, the structural grid, the electrical plan, and the plumbing layout can all be separate drawing files maintained by different teams. The architect can then bring all these drawings together as XREFs into a single master file to see the complete picture. A few key concepts are crucial here. You can link a file as an attachment, meaning it will travel with the host drawing if it is then XREFed into another file, or as an overlay, which is ignored in nested XREFs. This prevents circular reference issues. You can also clip an XREF, which means you can create a boundary to show just one floor of a multi-story building. Finally, binding an XREF will permanently merge it into the host file. A critical best practice is always to use relative paths for your XREF. This tells AutoCAD to find the referenced file relative to the location of the master file, which means you can move the entire project folder to a new server or send it to a client without breaking all the links.
Let's shift from theory to practice and look at the specific features within the design center that will streamline your daily tasks. The most immediate and satisfying feature is drag and drop functionality. Once you navigate to a drawing file and see its contents, you can simply click on a block, a layer, or a dimension style, drag it over to your active drawing window and release. AutoCAD handles the rest. This is infinitely faster than using the classic insert block command and browsing through dialog boxes. Complementing this is the live preview pane. Before you drag anything over, the ADC provides a visual preview of the selected item, as well as descriptive information like its name and properties. This visual confirmation ensures you're grabbing the right component every time, preventing rework. For even greater efficiency, the Design Center includes a Favorites feature. You can right-click on any drawing file, folder, or network location that you access frequently and add it to your Favorites tab. This creates a curated list of shortcuts, so your most essential libraries are always just a single click away. To truly leverage the power of ADC for a team, you should establish network-based libraries. By storing all your standard blocks, title blocks, and template files in a centralized shared location on your company's network, you ensure that every designer is pulling from the same up-to-date source. The ADC makes navigating and using these shared resources completely seamless. Now, let's tie everything together into a cohesive, integrated project strategy. The true power of the AutoCAD Design Center is unlocked when you combine its various capabilities. It starts at the macro level with XREF modularization. You structure your project by breaking it down into logical components: a site plan, a building core, floor plans, and so on, each as a separate XREF file. This allows for concurrent work and easy management of complex information. Then you move to the micro level. Within each of those files, you populate the design using highly efficient dynamic block libraries. All your doors, windows, furniture, fasteners, or pipe fittings are intelligent, flexible blocks pulled from a central standardized library. And what's the glue that holds it all together and ensures consistency? Centralized ADC standards. Every text style, dimension style, layer, and layout is defined in a master template or standards file. When you start a new drawing, you use the ADC to instantly import all these settings, ensuring that every single drawing in the project, regardless of who created it, adheres to the exact same company standards. This integrated approach is universal. For an architect, it's a building. For a civil engineer, it's a subdivision with lots, utilities, and grading plans as XREFs. For a mechanical engineer, it's a complex machine assembly. The strategy of using XREFs for the structure and ADC-managed blocks and styles for the details creates a robust, scalable, and incredibly efficient workflow. A powerful tool like the ADC is only as effective as the organization behind it. Without discipline, your content library can quickly become a chaotic mess. Therefore, adhering to best practices is not just recommended, it's essential. The foundation of good management is a disciplined and logical folder structure. Don't just dump all your blocks into one folder. Categorize them logically, for example, by discipline, architectural, mechanical, then by type, doors, windows, fasteners. Equally important are meaningful naming conventions. A file named block1.dwg is useless. A name like a-door-ext-wood-36by84.dwg tells you everything you need to know before you even see the preview. Version control is also critical. When a standard block or title block is updated, have a system in place to archive the old version and roll out the new one, communicating the change to the team. Another powerful feature you can manage with ADC is layer states. You can save a snapshot of the current state of all layers, their on-off, frozen thawed and color properties, and then import that state into other drawings to quickly replicate specific views like a presentation plan versus a construction plan. Finally, exercise control over XREF usage. Avoid unnecessarily deep nesting of XREFs and regularly audit your files to detach or unload references that are no longer needed. A clean, well-organized library managed with these best practices will ensure your team operates at peak efficiency. Finally, let's touch on some common issues and wrap up with the key takeaways. One of the most frequent problems users face is broken XREF links, often showing a not found error. This typically happens when the project folder is moved or renamed. The best way to prevent this is by using relative paths instead of absolute paths when attaching XREFs, as we discussed earlier. If a link does break, you can easily use the XREF manager to repath it. Another common issue is file bloat and corruption caused by duplicate or unreferenced content. AutoCAD has built-in tools to help with this. The audit command will check for and fix errors in the drawing database, while the purge command will remove unused items like old block definitions or layers, keeping your files clean and lean. So to summarize, what are the primary benefits of mastering the AutoCAD Design Center? First, scalability. It allows you to efficiently manage projects of any size. Second, consistency. It ensures every drawing adheres to the same set of standards, from layers to textiles. Third, collaboration. It provides the framework, especially through XREFs, for multiple team members to work together seamlessly on a single project. Ultimately, the AutoCAD Design Center is more than just a tool. It's a cornerstone of professional CAD management. By embracing it, you elevate your workflow from simple drafting to a sophisticated, scalable, and collaborative design process, making you a more efficient and valuable professional.